So I just want to remind you while we're here, it's a remarkable story of promise for people who are in desperate need, and you're helping us make such enormous progress. But I want you to cast your mind back to 12 years ago when Jeff and Julie were given the brutal news that Jeff had leukemia, and unless he had a successful transplant, he faced certain death. Fortunately, his sister Kay was a match. He did have a successful transplant, he's cured. And look at the amazing things that have come out of that, it's wonderful. But the brutal fact remains that for many children, and I'm afraid to say the majority of adults, they, when faced with the diagnosis, have so limited treatment options, and they're faced with the same brutal certainty that they're unlikely to be cured of this horrid disease. And yet there is hope, actually remarkable hope, because the scientists who have been promising us for 50 years that they're going to be able to devise magic bullet drugs that are going to transform this disease, promising us for so long that we began to doubt them, it's actually happening now. And it's truly remarkable. There is a revolution in healthcare happening now around understanding our genes and developing new treatments. It's breaking now. And what we're seeing in the clinic is new agents coming into practice, potentially, that can transform the lives of patients who otherwise, as I say, are destined to die. And so this is why we now have an absolutely urgent need to connect patients with these treatments that can be transformatively effective, and yet for which, understandably, the NHS won't yet fund them because they want the evidence. So we have to provide the evidence, and we do that through clinical trials, funded by research nurses, paid for by Cure Leukemia, and in the process, it's so simple, we connect the patients with curative therapies. And because the business model that we have created in the University of Birmingham and with colleagues across the country is so powerful, because the drugs that we use in our trials are given free by the pharmaceutical companies. They want us to test, and it's important for them, just as important as it is for our patients to see them. So we raise 10 times as much money in free drugs as we do in fundraising efforts. And so that's where you come in, and where your remarkable, inspiring, moving efforts in the last 4 days are transforming patients' existence. So Jeff's going to raise more than £500,000 through this summer. That £500,000 is going to allow us to open clinical trials of £5 million worth of drugs. That allows us to put more than 300 patients who otherwise have no option but certain death onto clinical trials of agents which we've seen in the last 10 years have become radically effective, and many have become embodied as standard of care. But patients wouldn't have seen them if you hadn't funded the research nurses. So there's 300 people out there in the next year who are going to see potentially curative therapies because of you, because of what you've done in the last 4 days. And about 150 of them are either going to have major responses or going to be able to be bridged to a curative therapy like a transplant, or in fact just be cured by these drugs. About 100 or 150 people. We should have them here tonight. We will next year, and we can have 10, 13, 15 extra tables laid up for people who will have had their lives transformed by your simple efforts of the last 4 days. It's truly, truly remarkable, and you're making it happen. And it can only happen now. So they can't be here, partly because we haven't treated them yet, but I wanted you to have an idea of how very important what you're doing is. And I want some of our staff and some of our patients in a very short video just to say thank you.
Hi guys, well you finished, well done, you should all have one of these. So thank you for raising all this money for acute leukemia. It really means a huge amount to me and all the other leukemia patients that have lived and continue to do so because of all the hard work that they do. Well done and thank you all so much.
Hi everyone, this is Sandeep here, bone marrow transplant doctor from the QE Birmingham. Well done. I hope it went well for everybody and thank you for doing the cycle for such a great cause. Your money is so much appreciated and so much needed for our patients here in Birmingham. I hope you all have a fantastic night and a drink on us.
Hi everyone, congratulations. You've achieved something unique in your life, not only through a grueling experience, but also raising thousands, perhaps millions of pounds so that Cure Leukemia can keep curing patients. Thank you.
So there's hundreds of patients like that, and they want to say thank you to you. So let's think about what we can do next. And this is where you come in. So you've done some amazing things for us already. But please be thoughtful that this is radically effective. It's breaking. It's being celebrated by the government as a beautiful model. So please help us. Please promise you're going to ride in 2016 for a start. And please tell the message to your friends. Get more people to ride what will be an even more successful event in 2016. Please tell the story about this very special charity. Please think, if you're in business, about how you might sponsor some of our events. And please think about how, working together with you, we can do something so extraordinarily transformative that by the time we meet in a couple of years, you will fill this room and this room a number of times over with people whose lives you've saved and transformed by your brilliant efforts. So, thank you so much. It's been an amazing 4 days, but you've transformed the lives of people for coming years, and nobody can thank you enough for that. Good night.